Someone got a hold of my driver's license number and obtained tickets pretending to be me, giving my information to the police officer.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the First Alert Storm Team Weather Center. We do have a tornado warning that won't last very long. This is a pretty quickly moving storm here in Taylor County, Kentucky. This includes Campbellsville, Kentucky. So if this warning is for your area, please be seeking shelter at this time. This tornado warning continues until 3:45, so just about 14 more minutes. The center of the storm looks like it's very near Campbellsville at the moment. That area also under a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm going to go ahead and put a track on this as it moves through your area. So again, this is going to be a very short-lived little chance of severe weather for your area. Here's a look at the area of circulation right there as it continues to track off to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Here are some of the spots that will be in the way of this storm. We're looking at, so let me clear off some of the other things so we can see that there. Heading towards the Spurlington area in about 18 minutes. This is moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So you're getting some tropical rains and the potential of some damaging wind gusts. And again, we have a little bit of circulation that we're seeing right about there. That's right in central Taylor County. That includes your area, of course, for Campbellsville. There's a little update there on Max HD radar. Another very heavy cell here around the Raywick area in Marion County, heading towards the Lebanon area. There's a look at Highway 68 as it drops down from Marion County into Taylor County. So this storm heading to the Mansville area in about 18 minutes, Sallytown in about 20, Bradfordsville in about a half hour, Jacktown in 45 minutes, Peyton Store in 52 minutes, Forkland in 55. And I doubt it would hold together, but if it does, in over an hour into the Parksville area and out of the WHAS 11 News viewing area. It's not going to take long for this actual cell to move out of our viewing area and into the Lexington market. But right now, that's what we're tracking. I'll back up the view here. I think the overall severe weather threat, again, will stay very low for us for this afternoon, and that threat is diminishing pretty rapidly as the main severe weather threat is off to the south of Louisville, where we've had a little more sunshine today and things are more unstable there. But you can see the overall view here. We do have widespread tropical rain. I want to put on a different view here. This shows you the radar and satellite together, and what you're going to see is the actual circulation. That was Tropical Storm Cindy. It became a tropical depression, and what's pretty unique, this circulation that you see on Max HD radar and satellite actually came all the way from the Gulf of Mexico. And right now, that center of circulation is right about heading over to Bowling Green right now around I-65. So out ahead of that, you can see a little bit of circulation. We've had this area of sunshine right there that has made the air unstable. So at this time, that's the one cell that we're watching. Everything to the north is much more stable. So the severe weather threat is very, very low for most of the area, basically off to the northwest of Campbellsville. This area has a lot of rain to go through as well. We still have a flash flood watch. I think it's just going to be minor localized flooding threat. We'll have to watch out for that as well as we head through the afternoon. Of course, with all of this heavy rainfall coming down, again, thanks in large part to Tropical Depression Cindy, we're going to have to watch out for some ponding of water on the roadways as well as we head through our afternoon commute. This is a look here as we zoom back into what we were talking about with this tornado warning that we have until 3:45 for the Campbellsville area. And I'm going to put on the velocity mode here. What we can see here is what we call a couplet. It is just north of downtown Campbellsville. That is a look at the circulation here around the Arista area, heading over 289 and Highway 68 here. So we've got the air moving towards the radar right here and then away from the radar. And so that is certainly some circulation right there. And when we have these tropical air masses, what we have is very low clouds. If you look outside, of course, if you're in the Campbellsville area or Taylor County, we want you to be inside, away from the doors and the windows, and in the lowest level of your home. But what I was talking about in this tropical environment with this humidity so high, the cloud deck is very low to the ground. So there's a closer connection between the clouds and the ground, so we can sometimes easier get those winds from the supercells to the ground, and occasionally we can get a weak isolated spin-up tornado. Now, a tornado in this kind of environment can be about the same as a straight line damaging wind gust, maybe around 60, 70 miles per hour. So if a tornado happens, we're not expecting it to be any kind of strong tornado. It would be rain wrapped and very brief, but you can see that circulation. Again, green is heading towards the radar at Fort Knox, and this is the air heading away from the radar. So there's that overall circulation right over 289 right now. This is, again, Taylor County. There's the latest radar update. It takes that circulation to the northeast now. It will be crossing Highway 68 shortly and heading to the Spurlington area. And it looks like that area of circulation very near the Arista area or just off to the north of it. So it looks like Campbellsville. Thankfully, I know you guys are under that tornado warning. That circulation, that potential tornado threat, to me looks like it's now off to the north and northeast, so we can pretty shortly give you guys the all clear. So this is the tornado warning polygon that still does include the Campbellsville area, but that threat just off to the north of your area. So this tornado warning continues for less than 10 more minutes until 3:45, and that's about how long it's going to take for that circulation right there to move towards the Spurlington area. And then they may continue a tornado warning off to the northeast of that. And then that would be out of the WHAS 11 viewing area. But right now, this is why we're breaking into your programming. We want you to be in shelter there in the Taylor County area. I'll go ahead and put the radar back on so you can see here. And this is a situation, too. A lot of these tropical environments, we don't have any lightning whatsoever, but some very heavy rainfall coming down along and north of Highway 68 there in Taylor County. Heavy rain just north of downtown Campbellsville. And the rainfall rates are going to be rather heavy. In the center of this, we've got 2 to 3 inches per hour. So when we have rainfall coming down that heavy, there could be some localized flooding as well to think about too. So still have some rotation in this cell. It is between 744, 289, and about to cross over Highway 68 and heading towards the Spurlington area. I can give you a broader view of what we're talking about right here. There's Campbellsville, and as we back the view up even farther, we'll put a little ruler on this so you can get an idea. So this is about 60 miles to the southeast of Louisville. Now everything out to the west and really surrounding this one supercell is non-severe and just basically some tropical heavy rainfall. You can see surrounding it a regular old heavy rainfall. Not seeing any other severe weather threat at the moment. And through southern Indiana, some heavy rainfall around the Madison area. So again, overall, our severe weather threat will remain low. Here's again, as we recap our current situation with our watches and warnings here. We'll go ahead and plot that back on. One tornado warning. It's a small one, and it will be over fairly soon until 3:45 p.m. here Eastern Daylight Saving Time for the Taylor County area. That is between Saloma and Mansville, where we have some of that circulation that we've been following here so far. We have not, by the way, haven't had any reports of any tornadoes or this touching the ground, but we have seen some circulation. We'll put the velocity back on. We're still seeing a little bit of circulation. We'll go back in time here before it was moving into Taylor County, so you can see that kind of tighten up. We started to see some red, so that area right there is where we still see a little bit of circulation and heading towards the Spurlington area. So it's this area right here that could put down an isolated weak spin up tornado, and that's heading towards right towards the Spurlington area. So let me put a track on that as it has been consistently moving to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So we'll put that track on it as it continues that direction, and we'll take off that so we can see where it's heading towards the Sallytown area. In about 8 minutes, Bradsfordsville in about 15, and into Riley in about 20 minutes. Let me put a little different track on this as I back it up a little bit farther here. There's a new update there. We're still seeing a little bright spot. That indicates some stronger winds there in northeastern Taylor County. So we'll take that off at about 30 miles per hour. So heading towards, excuse me. There we go. Heading towards the Bradfordsville area, and again about 15 to 20 minutes. Forkland in about 40 to 45 minutes. Parksville in about an hour. And if it did hold together into the Alum Springs area in about an hour or so. So just a little bit longer here, about 5 more minutes. We are tracking this tornado warning. This is for the Taylor County area in Kentucky, and it is also off to the south and southeast of Louisville. Overall view here, we've got a lot of heavy rainfall. I will put this in motion once again. We have the tornado. We don't have a tornado watch or anything like that. In fact, when we back up the view here, you can see a flash flood watch for much of the area. We did just get this tornado watch just now for these few counties where we have that tornado warning. So that is a brand new tornado watch that was just put out here for these areas south of the Bluegrass Parkway until 9 p.m. However, I do expect that area under that tornado watch to lose the severe weather threat pretty rapidly here once we see that cell move out. So we have Greene, Taylor, Marion, Washington, and Adair counties under that new tornado watch. And this also includes areas off to the east, Lexington down to London. So you can see most of eastern Kentucky has a higher threat of that tornado as we head through the rest of this afternoon and evening. So if you have any travels, you have some folks maybe heading from Louisville to Lexington, maybe heading home from work this way, this is going to be our higher area of a severe weather threat for the rest of this afternoon and evening. We do have, again, 1 tornado warning. This is now northeast of Campbellsville. So Campbellsville, you guys are not under that tornado threat any longer as we see that cell now moving off to the northeast. Again, everybody else under that flash flood watch for the rest of tonight. So let's just be aware we could see some localized flooding as well. That's what we talked about all week long with the leftovers of Tropical Storm Cindy moving through our area, and also the combination of cold front that's going to be moving through. We are going to see the potential of some very heavy rainfall. We'll see a lot of this rain begin to diminish by around sunset, and then after that we're actually going to be clearing out for tonight. So there is the circulation of what was Tropical Storm Cindy, and it's right about there. If you look closely, you can see that overall circulation. So what we have here is some unstable air out ahead of it, and this is producing an environment where we could see an isolated, weak spin-up tornado. And so that's what we've been watching here very closely in the Taylor County area. And this is where we have for just a few more minutes here that tornado warning that does continue for those areas. And it's about to expire here. And it looks like this tornado warning will expire very soon as that circulation continues to move off to the northeast. Right now it looks like that circulation not very strong, some broad rotation right over the Spurlington area. If you're in Spurlington, still want to be seeking shelter at this time. And that circulation is about to move out, and that tornado potential we've been talking about out of the tornado warning. So now we see right there around Phillipsburg. This is 208 right there, Kentucky 208. This is the area of concern where we have some rotation. So it is now moving out of the actual tornado warning. And so that means that tornado warning will expire. And what has happened, the National Weather Service has expanded that out to include the Bradfordsville area and a little portion there of south and southeastern Marion County under a new severe thunderstorm watch with the potential of an isolated little spin-up tornado. We can't rule that out. So that's for the Bradfordsville area. You'll want to be staying inside and seeking shelter at this time. So the tornado warning is expiring, and we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for the eastern sections of Marion County. If we do have a new tornado warning, of course, we will break in and let you know if that threat exists. For now, we will send it back to our regular program. We'll be on at WHS 11 News 4 o'clock, coming up with the latest weather updates.